is matrix, while matrices is plural form. So now, matrices is a set of numbers or elements arranged in a rectangular array or pattern. So that's the definition of matrices. And what do they mean by rectangular array? That's when you have this kind of bracket, and you now have 1, 2, 3, 4. All what you have inside, we call it elements. So these are the elements of matrices. So as we now have it now, so what you now have on the board, before we start anything, matrices, you need to understand what we call row and column. So in a classroom, this way your seat is being arranged like this, that's what we call row. Row 1, row 2, row 3. And also, straight like this, that's what we mean by column. Column 1, column 2, column 3. So as it is like this row stands for row, while this one stands for column. So that is that. So let's now solve these little examples that we have on the board. Combine the following matrices where possible. Now, the first one now is we have 1, 3, 2, and 0 plus 2, 4, minus 1, and 5. So in this case now, if you want to add them together, this is what we call row. Row 1, row 2. This column 1, column 2. Do you understand? So as we now have it, you add the first element here plus the first element in the second bracket. So it will now give us equals to 1 plus the first element here, which is 2. Then this 3 plus 4. It will give us 3 plus 4. Are we together? Then you come to the second column. 2 plus minus 1 to give you 2 plus the open bracket minus 1. Then you come to 0 plus 5. So as we now have it, it now equals to, now 1 plus 2, it will give us 3. 3 plus 4, it will give us 7. Now here, plus times minus, it will give us minus. Then 2 minus 1, it will give us 1. 0 plus 5, it will give us 5. So that's our answer for adding this and second one together. Then we are moving to number 2, which is B, where we have 1.3, 7.1. So let's add them together. So the first one is 1.3 plus 7.1, isn't it? Then the second one, 3.1 plus minus 2.9. Then we come to the second column, where we have 4.2 plus minus 3.2. Also 6.2 plus 4.3. So we are going to add them together. Now in this case now, 3 plus 1, it will give us 4. So we write 4. Then 1 plus 7, it will give us 8. So we have 8.4. Then here now, we have plus times minus, it will give us minus. So which means we are going to do 3.1 minus 2.9. We can do it here. 3.1 minus 2.9. Now we borrow 1 from this 3. When it comes here, this one will become what? 11. 11 minus 9. 2. 2 minus 2, it will give you 0. So we have 0.2. So the second one now we have 0.2. Now you also come here. Plus times minus, it will give us minus. Then we have 4.2 minus 3.2. 4.2 minus 3.2. 2 minus 2 will give us 0. 4 minus 3 will give us 1. So we have 1.0. After that now, 2 plus 3, it will give us 5. 6 plus 4, it will give us 10. So we have 10.5. So that's our answer. We have added it together. Then number C now. If you now look at it very well, in the first one we have 3 and 1, which means the order of this matrix now is row 1, row 2. That's 2 by 1 matrix. Then we also have 3 by 1 matrix. So we cannot add them together because the two of them, they are not having the same order. So we cannot add 2 by 1 matrix plus 3 by 1 matrix. So let's continue. Any question on that before we move forward? No question, right? Then let's move to subtraction. So we have the element solution. We have 3 minus 2, 1 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1. Also, we have 2 minus 3, 0 minus 2, 1 minus 3. Now equals to, now 3 minus 2, it will give us 1. Minus times minus, plus. It will give us plus. 1 plus 1, 2. Minus times minus, plus. Minus 1 plus 1. Now this one now is as good as you have 1 naira with you. That's plus 1. Then the minus 1 means you are owing somebody 1 naira. So if you are owing somebody 1 naira and you have 1 naira with you, when you pay out the 1 naira you are owing somebody, how much do you have left? Nothing. So it will now give us minus 1 plus 1 equals to 0. Now 2 minus 3 will give us minus 1. Minus times minus, plus. 0 plus 2, 2. 1 minus 3, minus 2. So that's our answer. Then number 2 is A, B. Number 2 we have 2 minus 4.2, then 3 minus 2.1, 1.3 minus 3, 2.1 minus 4. Now equals to, now 2 minus 4.2, it will give us minus 2.2. 3 minus 2.1, it will give us what? 0.9. Are we together? It's like this 3.0, 2.1. 10 minus 1, it will give us 9. 2 minus 2, 0. Now 1.3 minus 3, it will give us what? Minus, okay, let's do it like this. Now we have 1.3 and 3.0. Okay? So as you have it now, you know when you have big number like this, it means you are going to have negative answer. So when you minus it now, 3 minus this, it will give you what? 3 minus 0 will give you what?
3.
It will give you 3. Then 1 minus 3.
Minus
give you
2.
What? Minus 2. Okay? So when we now have minus 2.3, okay? Minus 3. Then 2.1 minus 4. So 2.1 minus 4 is as good as this 2 minus 2, then minus 1. It will now give us minus 1.9. Are we together? Yes. So that is that. So that's our answer. Then number 3. This one now is 2 by 3 matrix. 2 by 3 matrix. So let's now add them together. We have 3 minus 2, 2 minus 1, minus 1 minus 2, 3 minus 3 minus 2 minus 3. 1 minus 1. As we now have it now, equals to 3 minus 2, it will give us 1. 2 minus 1, 1. Now minus times minus will give us plus. Minus 1 plus 2, it will give us what? Minus 1 plus 2.
Stop, please start again.
Okay? This is the question. We want to minus it. This first row like this is 3 minus 2. That's what we have there. Then minus 1 minus 2. That's what we have there. Then minus 2 minus 3. Also 2 minus 1. 3 minus 3. Okay? 1 minus 1. So now 3 minus 2, we have 1. 2 minus 1, we have 1. Here now, minus times minus will give us plus. So minus 1 plus 2. Minus 1 plus 2 will give us 1. You have 2 naira with you, you are owing 1 naira. If you pay 1 naira out of 2 naira, you have 1 naira left. 3 minus 3.
0.
Minus 2 minus 3. You are owing Mr. A 2 naira, you are owing Mr. B 3 naira.
Minus
How
5.
much are you owing altogether?
Minus 5.
Minus 5. Minus times minus plus,
Plus.
1 plus 1.
2.
So that's our
Answer.
answer. Okay?
Yes.
Now we are moving to scalar multiplication. So a matrix of the form NA. Now the first thing you need to understand in mathematics is when you have two letters. When you have two letters together in mathematics, the relationship between the two letters is multiplication. So now as you now have it now, where A equals to this, then MA equals to this M now, we multiply it by A equals to A, B, C, and D. So now, and this M, so the relationship between the two is multiplication. We now multiply it. Now M times A equals to MA, M times B equals to
MB.
M times C equals to
MC.
M times D equals to
MD.
So when you now have it like this, it's called a scalar multiplication. Each element of the matrix is multiplied by the multiplying number. So that is now, under this, when you multiply two numbers together or two letters together, you are working with scalar multiplication. Now we now have some examples here to solve. If A equals to this, B, C, and D. Now find 3A. So here now, we want to find 3A. So now this 3A equals to, we know what A means here. A equals to 3. Are we together? So then we now multiply it by 3. Do you understand now? This one now stands for 3A. This 3 and this A. So it will now equals to 3 times 3.
9.
Okay, let me do it like this. 3 times 3. Then 3 times 2. Equals to 9. So that's our answer. That's what 3A equals to. Then let's find the second one. We have to find 1 over 2 of D. So 1 over 2 of D equals to, we know our D equals to this. So we write 1 over 2 into matrix 6, 2, 8, and 14. So as we have it like this now, we now use this 1 over 2 to multiply everything that we have inside the bracket. So as we now have it now, and in mathematics, as a science student, you need to understand that when you are multiplying any number with half, it means you are looking for the half of that particular number. That is now 1 over 2 times 6, it will give you 3, because half of 6 is 3. 1 over 6 times 8, it will give you 4, because half of 8 is 4. Let's now do it together. Equals to 1/2 times 6. Okay? Then 1/2 times 2. 1/2 times 8. 1/2 times 14. So as we now have it like this one will now give us 1 times 6. It will give you 6. Then we now have 6/2. Are we together? There is what we call that is invisible one here. It's hidden. So you need to understand that. When you are multiplying a fraction by whole number, there is invisible one here. Okay? So now, then here now, 1 times 8, it will give us 8. 2 times 1, it will give us what?
2.
So 1 times 2 will give us 2/2, 14/2. Are we together? Equals to, now, how many times 2 can go into 6? 3 times. How many times 2 can go into 2? 1. How many times 2 can go into 8? 4. How many times 2 can go into 14? 7. So that's our answer. Okay, now we are moving to number 3. Number 3 we have D plus 2B equals to, we know what D means. D equals to 6, 2, 8, 14. Then plus, we have 2B. This is the value of B. Then we multiply it by 2. 2, 1, 0, 1. Are we together? So now, it will now equals to, you will repeat, you will write this D. Then you open this bracket. We now have 6, 2, 8, and 14. Plus 2 times 2. 2 times 0.
0.
2 times 1.
2.
2 times 1.
2.
So that's what 2B equals to now. Then it will now give us 6 plus 4.
10.
2 plus 0.
2.
8 plus 2.
10.
14 plus 2.
16.
So that's our answer. Then the last one now is D minus 3B. D minus 3B. So now, where D equals to 6, 2, 8, and 14. And 3B equals to 3 into our B, which is 2, 0, 1, 1. Then we'll now combine them together. So we now have D minus 3B equals to 6 to 8 and 14. Minus, here now 3 times 2. We have 6. 3 times 0. 3 times 1.
3.
3 times 1.
3.
So as we now have it, now we'll now minus it. 6 minus 6.
0.
2 minus 0.
2.
8 minus 3.
5.
14 minus 3.
11.